Derrick Henry, you got me coming all the way to Nashville, Music City to come and hang out. I appreciate you spending time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming. So.
Let's have a conversation about growing up Derrick Henry. Were you always like the biggest in the class, or because I know I didn't start growing until 9th grade, but you seem to be head and shoulders taller than everyone that you've ever been around.
Yeah, I've always been tall. And even going back to my pictures in kindergarten, playing Little League sports, I've always been the tallest. So that's always been stuck with me since, I was a little kid, so I've always been the tallest.
Mm-hmm. When did you fall in love with football, though?
Well, I always loved sports. So I played football, basketball, baseball, and, before I could play Pop Warner with my cousins and stuff like that, I played my grandma's yard. We used to play tackle football, but all my older cousins, they moved on to playing at the ballpark, and I was the one stuck by myself until I got a little older to play at the ballpark as well. But football is something that's always came natural to me. Watching my cousins play as they got older, and it just influenced me a lot to play football, and I just fell in love with it the more I played it.
I just had a vision of you just being by yourself with the ball because everyone else is older than you.
Throwing it up, catching it by myself.
Oh, let's talk about the time when you were like the first physical contact, and you remember you were like, "This is what I'm made for." Because I feel like that has to be a point. Either you like it or you don't, and apparently you like it.
Yeah, I've always loved football. Always loved putting pads on, playing on Saturdays and Pop Warner. I don't know. I just always loved it. My dad's coming, my family come watch me, and me running the touchdown was always exciting to me. And hitting us doing one-on-ones, Oklahoma drills, that was just always exciting, especially with kids you went to school with and you grew up with.
Did you have a nickname back then, Pop Warner?
Well, my nickname back home is Shaka. So my grandma gave me that nickname. She had 14 kids, 12 girls, 2 boys. My dad was the last kid and the last boy, and he had me at the age of 16. I was a shock to the family. She named me Shaka. So from my hometown, I've been called that from the time I stepped in school and played sports until then. But in baseball, I think I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, I got a nickname called Too Tall.
Too Tall.
And that was the nickname that our coach gave us. We all had nicknames. Mine was Too Tall. I was always taller than everybody else.
And now you're shorter than me, so.
I know. It's crazy.
Didn't stick. But the Shaka name, I feel like it could still work now because you shock everybody on the field. I don't understand why it didn't carry over.
Well, I mean, like, I've told the story plenty of times. People know it, but they don't really call me it. But back home, that's what everybody calls me. So it usually comes up, if I do something in sports or in football. But yeah, that's what all my family calls me back home. That's my nickname.
Spell it out for us.
SHOCKA.
Go ahead and look in the camera and say Derrick Henry, a.k.a. Shaka.
Derrick Henry, a.k.a. Shaka.
You don't have a grill, so
I know.
We can put fling or something. When I say Gladys Henry, what comes to mind?
She's my rock. Somebody who raised me since I was a little boy, who sacrificed everything for her family, all her kids, and who taught me everything I know today. She stepped in when my mom and dad were young and trying to finish school, was there to help in any type of way, and taught me a lot about life, and always made sure I kept God first. Always did my lessons, which was homework, and took that more serious than sports. She always told me lessons gonna take you farther than sports will. So she was always on me about that, and somebody I cherish still to this day and remember everything that she taught me that I can instill to my daughter as well.
So Gladys sounds like that matriarch that a lot of us had in our family. I called mine Big Mom. They are impressions, have an impression on you for the rest of your life, and there's probably some sayings that just stick with you. What are some of the other ones that she used to always say to you?
I got one because growing up I was bad and they ain't always listen, so I was always aggravated to her. She used to always tell me, and I tell my daughter sometimes, she used to always say, a hard head makes a soft, you know what? So that's what she used to always tell me, so that always stick with me till this day.
What are the lessons you carry with you onto a football field about how to be great, how to persevere? What are the things that still stick with you?
Being hungry, want to improve, want to be better, never getting complacent, always looking for room of improvement in all aspects of my game, and just being nitpicky from each game that I played in, and just seeing how much I can get better. Even if I had a good game, I feel like it can be better. If it's a bad game, just stay on myself, emphasize improving throughout the week, just so I don't make the same mistakes, and just paying attention to the little details throughout the week in meetings and letting it carry over on the practice field and into the game.
Was your grandma like a mini coach? Was she coaching you up? Was she critical?
No, she really didn't.
Encouraging?
No, she really didn't like sports that much. She loved, seeing me play, seeing me have fun, but she hated to see me get hit and things like that. She's always asking me, "Am I okay?" My grandma, "I'm fine." They don't hit that hard, but she just wanted me to be okay and just have fun, while I'm playing.
She should have been worried about who you were hitting.
I know that's pretty true, but yeah, she just enjoyed, she enjoyed me enjoying playing the game and having fun and having success and see me grow, as a player and a person.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to last week. Casual day for you, over 200 yards, 32 carries, a couple of touchdowns. After a day like that, how long does it take for you to recover? Is your body feeling fine? Like, just walk us through Derrick Henry's recovery for a week.
Yeah, after that game, as soon as I got home, I got right in the tub and, took sat in an ice bath and did that for 20 minutes and got out and then did 20 minutes again and, came here the next day and did the same thing here, hot tub, worked out. Go through my normal routine as far as massaging, getting needle and getting body work from the people that I work with, away from the facility, and doing all those things. So I'm ready for this upcoming week. But that's a weekly routine that I try to do to keep my body ready for each and every game.
What's so interesting about your career is that there hasn't been a stage where you haven't kind of been the bell cow. Like, you go back to high school and you still have the national record for rushing yards. How does that work? Do you call it wear and tear? How are you always managing to keep your body ready and available? Other than the one injury that we've seen you sustain last season.
I guess you could say it's the way God made me. And, the style of football that I play and how it's been for me throughout the years. But I think it's just being smart and taking care of your body. Because this is a rough league. It's a game of injuries. You can't. Stuff like that happens all the time. But I think if you can maintain and take care of your body and be smart, I think that you can play at a high level as long as you want, as long as you do the right things to be able to be capable and available each and every Sunday.
How would you describe your game?
I don't know. I guess relentless. 'Cause, I think I'm gonna keep coming. First to the fourth, and I want to improve throughout the game and get better, make plays, and be the player I need to be for my team.
Mm-hmm. When I say Yulee Hornets, what comes to mind?
Hometown. That's home. Ain't nothing like it. I miss those Friday night lights, especially playing with all my teammates, everybody I grew up with, everybody from my hometown come to the games, everybody being there, my family being on the sideline. I miss those days, but anytime I get to go home, I'll always enjoy it.
I went back when I was getting ready for this. I was like, let me just watch a couple of high school highlights of Derrick Henry. And I think the one that came up was Taylor County, because it was the one where you broke the record. Okay. You rushed for 482 yards.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of indescribable.
Yeah.
So I just want you to take me back to, what it would be like to have a game like that in high school. Help us understand.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I knew that, if I, did what I need to do that game and play, the way I was capable of playing, that I could possibly have a chance to break the record. I didn't know if I would or not, but I know a lot of people were talking about me breaking it, but I think we had played them before, and I had a pretty good game against them. So, it was just a great game. Mm-hmm. My teammates did a great job blocking, and I went out there and made some plays, and thankful that I was able to break the record that game, so it was fun.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of records, you've kind of just been breaking records here with Tennessee. I know you had a FaceTime with Eddie George, right, after you broke his. What did he have to say to you?
Oh, he was just congratulating me, man, and saying that all the hard work I put in, it paid off, and he just happy to see me be able to break it, and we have a special relationship. Anytime I can hit him up and have advice, or if I see him and talk to him, I always soak in everything he tells me, because I looked up to him as a child. So
that's what I was going to ask you. Who were your prototype running backs when you were younger that you tried to model your game?
I can go on.
Give them to me. We got time. We got film.
Yeah, Daniel Thompson, Eddie George, Fred Taylor, Eden James, Adrian Peterson, Cris Johnson, Priest Holmes, Jamal Lewis. I don't want to forget Ricky Williams.
What I like about this is sometimes I talk to players about this and they haven't watched older players before. But you seem like a football nerd.
Yes.
Like you love the game.
Sean Alexander, that's Aunt. Even me being at Bama, him texting me throughout my career. He's always been a big influence to me. He texts me Bible verses just to help me with my mindset and everything like that. He's been a big influence. Jerome Bettis. I can keep going on and on. Even Maurice Jones-Drew, when he was in Jacksonville, him and Freddie T running the ball. I don't forget anybody else. Marshawn Lynch. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's Matt Forte, Arian Foster. Yeah, so I can keep going on.
Is there anybody that you think you closely embody?
Frank Gore.
He's never
Frank Gore. Yeah, so yeah.
Everybody. Anyone that you think that your game is closest to?
Growing up, I always watched NFL Network, NFL films, and me being taller and people saying, he's too tall to play running back. So I start looking more into that. And Eric Dickerson, when I saw film of him running and how dominant he was when he was playing, I became a big fan quickly, of his style of play and how he ran the football and just how he played. So I always said I want to do something like what he did one day if I ever got a chance to make it to the NFL.
I know you watched some Earl Campbell highlights on NFL Films. What's your takeaway about the type of running back he was?
Oh, he was a bruiser. Anytime you play him, you're just going to need a day or two to get your body back under you. That's just how you ran. He ran tough. He ran hard. He was fast. He was durable. So, yeah. Any running back you want to model your game after is definitely him if you want to be physical, attacking, and, make defenders feel every tackle that you when you're running the ball. So,
in a world of the NFL where it seems to be all about the passing game and elite quarterbacks, where do you think you're standing right now in the history of it and what you're able to do on a daily basis, regardless of how they're game planning against you?
Yeah, man. It's a QB-friendly league, but I still think you got to run the ball, to be a complete team and, to be able to dominate your opponent. I think nothing is more dominating than moving guys off the line of scrimmage and running the football, over and over again where they can't stop it, even when they know it's coming. But at the end of the day, I think it's just your will and want to be effective, have a high efficiency, have efficiency and play at a high level each and every Sunday, and going out there and approaching the game, like you're the best, and every week you want to get better and do everything you can to help your team win and be the best team that you can be.
When I think about or when I watch you play, all I can think is you demoralize defenders. What is the switch you turn on when you get on the field? Because you're so you're calm here and you talk real light, but it's a completely different person when I see you on the field.
Yeah, it's on. All the preparation and everything throughout the week is all done, and now it's time to go play. The lights come on, the gates lock, it's on. It's time to lock in and go to work.
How do you take care of your O-line?
They go out to eat every Thursday. And, before the season, we try to talk about, if we make any accomplishments, what I'll get them at the end of the year. We haven't talked about it yet, but I'm sure we will. And hopefully, we'll get something done as far as what we want to do. And I'll probably get them a dinner or something or here and there. But, I love those guys. They do a lot for me to have success. And, we have a great relationship, as far as being teammates and what we want to do in the run game.
Well, you've led the league in rushing before. What'd you get him then?
We got rollies, we got chains. I want to give him something different this time because I feel like everybody does that.
Okay, we'll work on something.
Yeah, we'll work on something. Sure.
Okay, I have some video that I wanted to show you. First of all, if you could give me the anatomy of the stiff arm, what would it be? Break it down for me, a good stiff arm.
Well, if you're getting one-on-one with an opponent, in this league, everybody, usually stiff arm or does something, but usually a DB is ready for it and they try to break it down. So you got to make sure you time it up right before they get up on you and be able to grab you. You got to put it out there and be able to push them off just so you don't get too close to your body to be able to tackle you or get one of your body parts. Sometimes they do, but sometimes you still break it. But I think if you just be physical with it and have some anger and aggression to it, and it usually works. And some guys have some good ones.
So you don't practice it? It's just instincts?
We practice it out here because I've done it so much. So we have a helmet, I stiff arm every day before practice. Just so, it's just repetition. And, Coach Braver was big on that. If he see you doing it in the game, he wants you to keep on working on it, especially if it's effective.
So is it like Derrick Henry's stiff arm helmet? Like just your helmet that's your stiff arm?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I mean, other RBs and receivers, they use it as well, but I'm the main one that usually uses it.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted you to rate some stiff arms. If that's okay. We're going to start with Marshawn Lynch and see what you think.
Scale from what?
1 to 10, obviously.
Oh, this is a 10. this is not even a question.
You don't even have to look.
A 10.
10? What makes it a 10?
The whole run. I mean, he should have been tackled way before then. This is the best run of all time. This is a 10.
Okay.
The Beast Quake. This is a 10.
You're like, take it away, take it back. No one cares. It's a 10. All right, you ready? AP.
I think I remember this too. 10. This is a 10.
Why?
AP.
Why?
Because he refused to go down, threw a boy out of bounds, and was looking for somebody else. Just AP running angry. This vintage AP here. Yeah, this is a 10.
Okay.
For sure. 10.
Good. Now, you ready? It's your turn now. All right, I got some video to show you.
Yeah, the Beast Quake broke about 18 tackles. Another tackle, stiff arm. Who else is available? Break your tackle. Break another tackle. That stiff arm was crazy. He just looking for people to just stiff arm and throw to the ground. I bet he probably didn't know where the end zone was at because he was looking for so many people. He looking back. It's probably the best run of all time. And, but mine wasn't like AP and Marshawn Lynch because they scored after theirs. So I'll give mine a 9.
Okay.
I'll give it a 9. You got touchdowns after that.
I like that you're a little critical about it. Yeah. So the 10 you have to score after the step.
You got to score. Yeah,
okay.
You got to score. They scored. I get that.
And the last thing I just want to show you was vintage NFL films. When you see video of Earl Campbell, what goes through your mind?
I was like, wow. Like, you definitely don't see nothing like this nowadays. Jersey coming off, he still ain't going down, just running through everybody. He is definitely a one-on-one. I know people say one-on-ones, but Earl Campbell is a one-on-one. Legend. I can sit here and watch this all day.
So you love film?
Yeah, this dude is different. Dude is different. Especially old film, like stuff like this.
What is it about it?
I don't know. It was just a different era, different. The game was different. These guys here just like superheroes. Earl Campbell's like a superhero, especially to me.
Sometimes I think that's the era you were meant to play in. Your thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
That equipment was a little different. I don't know, you got a little more technology now. I don't know, I would have made it.
Is it weird now that you are kind of the guy that people look to? I spend time still on college campuses and around players, and they tell me, like, I want to be Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's cool. That's something that, me playing this game, that one day I could be, be one of those guys that I look up to, kids that's younger than me. And, when somebody says that to me, that makes my day. And, that motivates me to go harder. It's something, you can't hear nothing better than somebody wanting to emulate their game, like you. And, I just pray I can keep on going as long as I can to, inspire more kids to do something in life, whether it's football or anything else.
What's it like to play for Mike Vrabel?
And I love it. I feel like when he came in, everything has changed for me. The playing style, the culture he's, brought in here. He's played the game at a high level. Everything he preaches every day, we all love it. We all buy into it. And I love the style that we play, with physicality and being relentless in what we do, being resilient in our play, making each other better every day. So, my mentality is his mentality.
Who would win in the Oklahoma drill between you two?
Oh, we always talk trash to each other. I would win, for sure. I would definitely win.
What was it like? Did you hear him mic'd up and he was like, they can't tackle Derrick Henry in Week 8 against the Texans? Like, he literally just said that out loud to know that your coach has that much confidence in you. and believe no one can take you down. What does that mean to you?
Well, I just think that, that's the mentality that you got to have playing our position and playing our style of football, how we want to play. We want to be physical. We want to run the ball, and, we want to be able to dominate on the line of scrimmage, and something that we preach a lot and something that we take pride in. So, just us being us and, want to have success in the run game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.